Tulela, mangwana ni mwalelepo vukenjani klekwas vanave Africa. Welcome to Africa Good Morning, the news and current affairs show that remains your portal into Africa's most potent stories. You are joined by Ashwin Mberi, and these are some of the stories we'll be looking at today. Ugandan opposition leader Kizza Besigye collapses during treason trial. Zambia faces crucial economic choices before next government. Oprah Winfrey to close South African Girls Academy next year. And FIFA faces UEFA boycott threat over World Cup investment plan. And staying with football news, these are the latest WAFCON results. Senegal getting the best of Kenya with a 1-0 victory, and the Atlas Lionesses Morocco beating their rivals Algeria 1-0. We'll have more on that with regards to sport towards the end of the show, including the huge announcement by ICC. This is in cricket. The Cricket World Cup is going to be hosted across 3 countries: South Africa, Zimbabwe, and our blessed Namibia. So much to look forward to in this show. This is Africa Good Morning, your portal into Africa's most potent stories. My name is Ashwin Mberi. Top stories shortly.
Namibia is a land of movement, with waves that never stop reaching forward. Here, adventure is not something we search for. It is something we are born into. In every corner of this country, creativity rises, from artists, from athletes, from dreamers. And when the world comes to explore Namibia, they discover something extraordinary. Because when sport moves people, creativity moves ideas, and tourism moves the world toward us. Something powerful happens. A platform where movement meets imagination, where industries connect, where opportunity grows, where Namibia's next chapter begins. Welcome to the Creative Sport Tourism Expo. Exhibit, partner, experience. Creative sport tourism.
All right, you're still with Africa Good Morning. We begin in Uganda, where Ugandan opposition leader Kizza Besigye has been admitted to an intensive care unit in Kampala after collapsing and losing consciousness during his treason trial, according to his wife, Winnie Byanyima. The 70-year-old has remained in detention since November 2024, alongside his aide Obeid Lutale, with both facing treason charges they deny. Now, during proceedings at the High Court, Besigye objected to state-appointed lawyers representing him before collapsing. Byanyima said he was unconscious, unable to speak, and unresponsive, adding that he cried out before falling and that his sister Olive Kobusinye, a doctor, was prevented from treating him in court. Besigye was transferred to Mulago National Referral Hospital, but was reportedly refusing treatment from government and medical personnel, with his wife requesting access for his personal physician instead. Zambia has stabilized its economy after becoming the first sovereign to default on its debt obligations during the COVID-19 pandemic. The country has negotiated restructuring agreements with most of its creditors and completed a $1.7 billion funding program with the International Monetary Fund. The economy is projected to grow by 5% in 2026, supported by investment in copper mining and bumper maize harvest. However, several challenges remain. Some private commercial lenders have yet to provide debt treatment, leaving borrowing costs elevated. Fuel price increases linked to the Iran war have disrupted efforts by the central bank to contain inflation, while the possibility of drought next year could affect power generation. Mutisunge Zulu, Chief Risk Officer at Zanaco, spoke about the policy decisions awaiting the next administration as Zambia prepares for its August 13 election. Now, Oprah Winfrey has announced that the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls will be closing at the end of 2027, at the end of the academic year, that is, with the campus to be handed over to local education authorities under the original agreement. Students who have not yet graduated when the school closes will receive full scholarships to continue their education elsewhere. More than 1,000 girls from underprivileged backgrounds have graduated since the academy opened after Winfrey was inspired by meeting Nelson Mandela in 2002. A consultant for the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy Foundation rejected speculation that the closure was linked to mismanagement, saying Winfrey would continue supporting education through scholarships for academically talented girls across South Africa. Winfrey said the mission had always been to invest in the potential of young women and that the next phase would allow the initiative to reach even more students. Gauteng's education department pledged to preserve the academy's legacy. All right, now we close off with the big story that is setting the football world ablaze. World football seems to be thrust into uncertainty after FIFA confirmed plans to establish a new commercial entity that would oversee the commercial rights of its major competitions, including the FIFA World Cup, by selling a minority stake to private investors. FIFA President Gianni Infantino defended the proposal, saying it would generate significantly greater revenue for the game's 211 member associations, with each potentially accessing up to $14 million during the next funding cycle to strengthen football development worldwide. Infantino argued the plan would create long-term financial sustainability while keeping FIFA in control of competitions. UEFA, however, has rejected the proposal outright, with all 55 of its member associations unanimously agreeing to boycott FIFA competitions should the plan proceed. European football's governing body insists the World Cup is a global sporting institution that should never become a private investment asset and has urged FIFA to withdraw the proposal entirely. And since this news was reported, CONCACAF, which is the Confederation of Football that operates in Central and North America, i.e. the ones who hosted the World Cup, Mexico, Canada, the Caribbean nations, as well as the United States, have also rejected the proposal without a boycott, but they have also rejected the proposal. There are about 41 nations in that region, and of course, as well, the Asian football confederations have also rejected the proposal. So the real issue here has been that there are 211 member states with FIFA. When UEFA initially rejected the proposal, it would still just mean 55 votes should this come to any sort of vote, because every federation only gets one country. But now we're seeing the number go over 100, which means that it's huge opposition to Gianni Infantino's plan, but it could also be a rejection of Gianni Infantino's continued role as FIFA president, which will be set up to be challenged potentially in an election when his term ends in March 2027. However, here is the president of FIFA, Gianni Infantino, making his case.
Well, FIFA for Enterprise, or FFE, is actually a proposal, an offer. It's part of a democratic process, a consultation process. And above all, it is an opportunity, but not an obligation. And as I said, it kicks off the consultation process. If and only if it is approved by the majority of our 211 member associations and the FIFA Council, it would be a FIFA-owned and controlled subsidiary consolidating FIFA's commercial and event operations. It would simply commercialize and organize all FIFA-owned competitions, along with sponsorship, broadcast, licensing, and new venture for the benefit of FIFA's 211 member associations, however, unlocking previously uncaptured commercial value. Too little of football's growing commercial value reaches the parts of the game that need it most. Capturing that value requires additional expertise, additional insight, distinct from governing and developing the sport. FIFA has been transformed over the past decade through sweeping governance reforms and a major expansion of development and competitions. Strengthening the commercial side of the game is the natural next step in this evolution. So we believe that the FFE proposal would unlock the sport's potential in every corner of the world across men's, women's and youth football. In the next forward cycle alone, distributions would rise from $8 million per MA to $20 million. Additionally, each MA would also have the option to access a further $20 million through the FIFA Fast Forward program, taking the potential funding to $40 million per MA for this next cycle. It is a golden opportunity to turbocharge the development of the game globally. But again, it is just an offer, not an obligation, and we are having the fiduciary duty to do so, and we are here to discuss it with everyone. Well, the fans, they remain the cornerstone of the beautiful game, and the sport they watch and love will not change. FIFA obviously continues to govern football without any external interference, and the flagship tournament it organizes, like the FIFA World Cup or the FIFA Women's World Cup, will always remain. More revenue returned to the member associations means more investment in better pitches, stronger national teams, and more pathways for young girls and young boys everywhere in the world. We care about everyone. So the benefits of sustained investments, they are already visible. A decade of raising support through FIFA Forward helped nations like Capo Verde, Curaçao, Jordan and Uzbekistan reach the FIFA World Cup for the very first time. We want to help creating the next Capo Verdes. Fans from the corners of these 4 countries of the world and many, many other fans from everywhere in the world would gain immeasurably from this game-changing potential, because it will transform football in their countries. But again, it is simply a choice for our members.
We'll be very interested to know what you believe as an African football enthusiast, or perhaps you're one of the people who are actually part of the federations should Africa go with Infantino's plan, or perhaps join Asia, CONCACAF, as well as UEFA in opposition to the Infantino plan. This is To Africa Good Morning. We're going to have a look at the weather before we return with the news videos of the week stemming from Namibia.
weekday evening for the Evening Review as we unpack the issues shaping Namibia. From politics and economics to culture and community life, our team delivers sharp analysis, expert insights, and conversations with Namibians across society. It's not just the headlines, it's the full picture. Stay informed and engaged with the Evening Review.
This is still Africa Good Morning, and it's time for us to focus on the land of the brave, Namibia, in our news videos of the week. Now, the Development Bank of Namibia has revealed that it has disbursed more than 22 billion Namibian dollars in financing over the past 15 years, supporting key infrastructure projects and businesses across the country. Now, speaking during an open session with the Rundu business community, DBN CEO Titus Ndove said the bank has financed major developments such as roads as well as power plants, while also extending support to SMEs with funding needs of up to 10 million Namibian dollars.
You can buy a lot of products, but as was indicated already, most of our products are not well known. They are not well known. That's the reason why we are here, to create awareness and ensure that you participate meaningfully. These products are for you, this bank is for you. And it really, we're gonna do two presentations, very detailed one. One will focus on the large infrastructure. There are businesses here, there's a town council, which is also our potential clients, and they are entrepreneurs, esteemed entrepreneurs like yourself. So we're really gonna go in details, and after that, then we'll do Q&A. We do Q&A, and you're really encouraged to ask all your questions. We are the first one to admit that we have done well as DBN. Past 15 years, we lent out more than 22 billion, and the number keep on increasing. But the question you should ask ourselves, did you benefit? Did you see the benefits which DBN is offering? Perhaps not all of you. Some of you, of course, benefited. So what we want to do now going forward, we have a new strategic plan ending 2029, which is basically aligned to the national agenda and vision of government, which is basically captured well in the NDP 6, which is our president always talk about. We are aligned to that fully. And however, we are saying in our visions, in our philosophy as the bank, do we have all the voices of people of Akavango East? And we are saying maybe not so well. That's why we are here, and we have to listen. When we listen to you, some of those aspirations will be captured in the plans of DBN. That's why we are here. Our plan is not to fix it, as they say, it is really there to change and accommodate what matters to the people of Namibia. That's why the mandate of DBN is really to take care of the well-being of Namibian people. That's at the heart of the Development Bank of Namibia. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce Cliffy, our acting head of investment, large infrastructure, as we just talk about the general offerings and solution DBN offer, and in particular, she will also focus on DBN for her, a very exciting product.
And the MTC Kasi Vibe Festival held its official opening ceremony yesterday at Brakwater Recreational Park in Windhoek to mark the start of one of Namibia's premier youth lifestyle and business festivals. At the official opening, President of the Republic of Namibia, Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, was present and stated, "I commend the founders of MTC Kasi Vibe Festival, Vilibath and Salma Shigweda. This young Namibian couple who created the platform that empowers young people by providing opportunities to showcase their entrepreneurial ventures, creative talents, products, and services is highly commendable." Please listen to the president in this video by Tulela Shikongeni.
Invitation extended to me to be part of this well-thought initiative. Now I even understand the meaning. And it is telling from the audience that are here. I commend the founders of the MTC Kasi Fiber Festival, Velbert and Selma Shiweda, the family, these young Namibian couples who created the platform that empowers young people by providing opportunities to showcase their entrepreneurial ventures, creative talents, production, and services is highly commendable. My great admiration goes to the partners and the sponsors of this annual event that brings together entrepreneurs, artists, innovators, and small and medium enterprises, and families from across the country. I have to congratulate and thank.
All right, now we're going to swing over into sport. The International Cricket Council has officially unveiled the 12 venues for the 2027 ICC Men's Cricket World Cup, confirming South Africa, Zimbabwe and Namibia as co-hosts of the tournament. South Africa will stage matches across 8 cities, while Zimbabwe will host games in Harare, Bulawayo and Victoria Falls, and Namibia will welcome World Cup action in Windhoek at the Namibia Cricket Ground, marking the country's first time hosting the global showpiece. The announcement returns the Men's Cricket World Cup to Africa for the first time since 2003. And here is a video published by ICC. Absolutely exciting times ahead as we say goodbye for the week on DStv 285, GOtv 25, oneup2.com, Network Media Hub and ntvafrika.my.na. We'd like to thank you for staying with Africa's portal into the most potent stories. We will say Swera Jakanaka as we leave you with the WAFCON highlights from last night. Cheers.
Rapturous applause inside the Moulay El Hassan Stadium for Morocco's second game of the tournament. And with it, a chance to take a very large step towards the quarterfinals of the Total Energies Women's Africa Cup of Nations. We are underway. Draidi in the middle, still it goes. And breaking here, chance for Morocco to open the scoring early on. Well, that's a really big block from Balubu. Ninja Benjuris, Duffer. Striker goal from distance for Algeria. Michi scampers Rawi. Nice skill from her. Into Asraf. Draidi just ahead of her. Well, she tried to scoop it forward to her. I think it'll stay focused on the task in hand, which is to hold Morocco for the next few minutes. Boussaha only as far as Ait El Haj. Massoudi in space in the middle! And Morocco break through. But will it count? Well, the substitutes running onto the pitch to celebrate. And Massoudi buried in there. Morocco have the goal, and it was superbly turned behind. Duffer into the middle, it goes again. Wrong side of 30. Massoudi playing it in. Uzraoui just didn't manage to take the ball. Back to her left. Options to her right, striker goal across the face-off goal. Well, they wouldn't have counted in any case because not much longer than that. Chabak. Mizraoui. Not the cleanest tackle by Betty. He's ready to celebrate. And there goes the final whistle. And they had to do it the hard way, Morocco.